Kyle Brad from Chaparral Motorsports here. We just got these Anakee Adventure tires mounted up on this R1200 GS. We're now going to take this bike out and get as many possible terrains under this tire as possible. Now they're super slippery because they just got mounted. We need to be able to scrub them in a little bit. So I think the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to obviously hit the major freeway here. We got 5 lanes of freeway here in Southern California. It's pretty intense. So we're going to hit the freeway and then jump off and hit a sand wash, scrub these things in a little bit, head up into those mountains right there. We're then going to hit Highway 18. We're then going to hit some dirt roads. Hopefully we're going to get up to the top of this mountain range. We're going to be able to find some snow. So the idea is to get as many possible terrains under these tires today as we possibly can, so we can come back to you with exactly how these tires feel. So with that being said, let's get on the bike, let's get on the road and off the road to show you the performance of the new Michelin Anakee Adventure tires. So now we're going to go cruising to Sand Wash, which is going to be the most difficult type of terrain for this tire, as far as the typical terrain that people run into. So what we're going to do, jump into the Sand Wash over here, and then we're going to head, you can see the zigzag going up the mountain there, that's Highway 18. We're going to go up Highway 18, and then you can probably see it. I'm trying to pick out a line. But there's a dirt road that basically heads up that ridge. It kind of connects over to Highway 18. We're going to hit that for some of the first dirt road action that we're going to hit before we really hit up some high-speed twisties. That's probably where I'm going to go in, somewhere along right there on that single track. All right, slipping through the modes here. We got road mode, dyno mode, enduro mode. I think enduro mode's going to be our best bet for hitting the sand wash right here. If I did turn traction control off in enduro mode or not. Let's go ahead and test it. Yeah, it's definitely limiting me, so I should probably find a way to turn that traction control off and not go down there. Jeez Louise. All right, traction control, ABS. I don't care about ABS. ESA soft, ESA hard. I don't really care about those things. God, I think enduro's gonna be the way to go. Let's go give it a shot. On baby heads. Ooh, that was nice, sideways. Jump. Those downhills I saw. Oh, here it is right here. Nice. Let's see. Downhill ascent. What do we feel like? That's pretty good. Whoa, definitely soft in here. Woo! Definitely like ice, oh shoot, definitely like ice skating, for sure. Whoa! I'm definitely not feeling the front tires. Like when I'm running a knobby tire in the sand, I can feel the lugs kind of hitting the sand and like keeping a straight line. because this is such a rounded profile. Woo! Man, that is just skating around all over. This is hard pack, it feels good. This softer, deep stuff though, definitely is like ice skating. Woo! Oh, we're sinking down pretty good. Keep it going, buddy, keep it going. It's actually moving me forward pretty good. I've been in sand like this on a Torrance EXP in the past and literally was going nowhere. Every time I dropped the clutch, the bike would just dig in and fall over. So at least this is moving me forward. Ah! Woo! Buried it. All right. This stuff is so soft. Let's see what we can do here. Okay. Get out of that hole. Come on, dig. Bite in, bite in. Nice work. Really soft stuff. It's definitely really soft. Oh. Although it is doing a pretty good job, I gotta say, I did not think it would be propelling me forward as good as it has been. It's actually pretty impressive. This should be soft. Oh yeah. Soft, but as long as you're on top of it, kind of picks up pretty good. Not bad. Oh, almost went down. Almost went down. Whoa. Yeah, it's just, and this loose stuff, it just skates around. Whoa, there we go. Oh man. Oh. Okay. Wow, this is super soft. Look at that snake track that I was making. Oh, it's so funny. It's just wiggling down the trail. Whoa. Oh. Look at that one. Oh. Let's come up here and grab these rocks. Okay. Oh! Almost went over. Woo. All right. Oh, shoot. Keep it going, keep it going. Keep it going. All right. Let's get in. Grab it! Oh. Look at that track. These things just skate all over the place. Whoa! I gotta say, even though I'm skating, still got forward momentum for the most part until I stop. Alright, let's get out of here. Alright, there's a select few of you that take pleasure in riding in deep sand, such as this. For those of you, I'd recommend an Anakee Wild in the front, so you don't get that skating around effect from the front end. Relatively loose hill climb. Woo! Oh man. That was fun. Definitely workout, but fun. I like it. Again, I am genuinely impressed with the amount of forward momentum. And then take a look. When I was cruising this trail on the way in, let's take a look at what that track looks like. Here's where that washout was. Woo! But take a look at the dark soil right here, where this thing tore it up. It's good and gives some good grip. Jump, jump, ready? Little one. Fun. These tires have a very round profile. I'm not feeling any spot in the curvature of the tire that makes the bike want to kind of sit up. I guess what I'm trying to explain when I'm talking about that is when the bike leans over, some bikes go to a certain point and then you got to take them the rest of the way. With this particular tire, I'm feeling it's a really, really round profile. I mean, the second that you start to lean over, it's a really easy transition kind of all the way through the range. I'm curious to see what that's going to feel like once we get up onto some fast sweeping twisties. The road that runs the ridge all the way up there. So if you see that cement line, that's basically the K-rail that runs along the side of the highway there. So we're going to zigzag up into the mountains. Now, you can see straight ahead, just above that green strip, there's a bald section of the mountain. We're going to ride that ridge kind of up and around, and it's going to take us to the back side of the mountain. So that should be fun. tires feel like glue on this road. Completely able just to power out of these corners. These tires feel like street tires. These things are hooking up really nice. And like I was mentioning earlier, that constant breakover that they've got feels really, really good. There's not a single spot that doesn't feel consistent, or there's not a hang up. It's completely smooth all the way around. Here's our turn off. So basically we're gonna head up into these hills right here. And this, my friends, is our dirt road. Still got it in enduro mode. Not too bad. Well, this is like right in. Wasn't able to lift the front wheel there. I got some wheel spin instead. So the back end is kind of backing in as I would expect it to back in. Not having knobbies on the back, it just kind of skates to the side and backs in around. Right now I'm in second gear, just cruising, laying power down when necessary, and drifting through the corners a little bit. Feels really good. I mean, this is the type of road that this tire really excels at, probably. It's like hard pack with some rocks. They're not so loose. The rocks aren't so loose like that. The rocks that I went through that were like railroad rocks to begin with are definitely way more sketchy than this is. This actually feels really good. It's almost like hard pack with inset rocks, so you actually have more traction than you would have otherwise. So it was a nice easy climb, not so bad. I really didn't feel like I was losing traction at all. Now usually on a downhill like this, it's the knob that kind of digs in and helps out. So just so you're aware, ABS is on in enduro mode, so I should be able to get a little bit of slip from the front tire before that anti-lock brakes come on. This ground is a bit soft. We had some rain not too long ago. So right now I'm in first gear, a little bit of pressure on the front brake. Kind of letting the engine slow a little bit as the front brake does the rest of the work. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put it in neutral real quick. This front brake completely stopped on this hillside. So the amount of traction that this tire is grabbing at this angle is really impressive. Right now I want to go back and show you guys the traction this thing is getting in soft dirt with grass kind of embedded in it. It felt really good. I really want to see the type of track that this thing's laying down. All right. So, this little bush got in my way. Okay. Look at that. So it did a good job. I mean, as long as it had a little bit of traction or moisture, it just kind of dug in and went. This is the only spot right here. It looks like this spot right here was the only spot, but that's because it's on a corner. Kind of dug in and kind of spun up the dirt, but when it was climbing, it just had really good traction. Really impressive. From the start, look at that, just modulating the clutch a little bit. The wheel's not spinning. It's not cutting out. It's really good. All right, now we're going to hit a little mud puddle here. See what she does. Oh! That got a little bit sideways. So we were able to cross all the way through the mud pit, and then it was exiting the mud pit. Kind of when it hit that uphill spot is when it started to kind of slip around a bit more than it had in previous passings. So now I'm going to go ahead and race the guys to the next turnout. It's kind of a fun rutted section right here. Ooh, sideways. This thing really backs in a lot. Way more so than a knobby tire would, but that's all to be expected. Now the interesting part is once I roll back off the throttle, it kind of regains grip. Watch. Oh, that wasn't a good example. Here we go. Woohoo! All right, so now I'm kind of beating feet, kind of racing the guys over to the next turnoff. Trying to get up to the snow before the sun goes down. Nice little jump there. Oh shoot! Oh, kind of scary. Thought that front end was going to wash out as soon as it came back. It was like a pothole on the other side. Oh, oh, shit, that hurt. Oh, it went down. Broke off a mirror, it looks like. It was a good rock. was a decent crash. Again, on that type of terrain, I don't think that I would have crashed if I had a knobby tire. The front tire just kind of hit that, whoa, like that rock right there. Did you see that? Ooh. So the tire's glancing off the rock, but when it comes down, it doesn't have a knob to kind of grip into the surface and to keep the bike going in the direction you need it to go. It's just completely sliding out. Ooh, man. Again, these are like street tires that do dirt pretty darn good, but there is a limitation, as I have just shown by pushing it a little harder than I probably should have been. Trying to race these guys to the cutoff. As you can see, I lost a right-hand mirror. Didn't notice that in the next shot. So what I'm feeling here is on these rocky surfaces where the tire kind of bounces around, doesn't have a whole lot of rubber on the ground when it comes back around. It really doesn't have that really big, deep lug to kind of wrap around whatever that object is to keep it from, almost lost the front end there again too. Jeez Louise. So, forward momentum wise, traction, this is feeling really good. Like, obviously it's getting me enough go to get myself in trouble. It's that sideward traction of the tire. So when the tire hitting something coming up and it's coming down sideways, it wants to kind of slip out a little bit. Now, I am running full air pressure, so if I were to air these tires down a bit, I would definitely get less of that. So if I was going to run this tire all the time, that would definitely be something I would do. I definitely air the tires down. Now there's a whole group of people that say that on these adventure bikes, ooh, big rock, you don't need to air the tires down. Ooh, nice rut. But in terrain like this where those rocks are nice and big, and it definitely help give you some shock absorption and kind of allow those tires to wrap around the objects that you're traversing over. Oh man. Well, that's the first motorcycle tracks I've seen so far. Somebody else has been up here. Oh, check him out. It's freaking parasailing up here. Is that what you call it? I don't know what you call it, but this guy is literally floating. It's under it. It's definitely a parachute, but his body's not in like parachute position. It's not like it came out of an airplane. That's freaking cool. The back end is really predictable though. Whereas the front tire, you don't know what it's going to do when it comes down. That back tire, like I said, it breaks free, and then as soon as you back off the throttle, it regains grip, and it's extremely predictable. I really like it. It's good. So like I was trying to mention earlier, if I was going to take this on a hardcore adventure, and I wanted more of a street tire on the back, probably for longevity, I'd definitely consider putting this tire on. And then I'll do like the Anakee Wild up front, and then that little washout that we just experienced probably would not have happened. So, and it could be argued that that was the tire's limitation or my limitation. I definitely wasn't expecting it, but it felt good. tires are handling this road really well. So I got this thing leaned over. I feel like they're sticking really well to the ground. Let's lean on into this corner. So this car is going normal highway speeds. We're going to come in. I'm going to go ahead and punch it a little bit. A little bit more, a little full throttle. I like them. They definitely feel like street tires. Alright, so now we're here on some really nice 2-lane road, little country byway. Kind of winds around the top of the mountains here. As you can see, we're getting up there in elevation. Snow should be around the 7,000 foot mark. We're probably about 4,000 now, so we got to climb a couple more thousand feet before we'll be into that snow country. But I gotta say, I mean, these tires on this road right here, I mean, I might as well be on a sport bike tire because they feel round, they're responsive, they're sticky. On some of these corners, I've kind of put the hammer down, and they stick really well, and they feel like a street tire. No complaints. But then again, in the studio, that's exactly what I expected. I expected this tire to 100% be an amazing street tire, and a great dirt road tire. But my skepticism came in the deep sand, which the forward push of this tire was actually really impressive. I know I've said that a couple times now. We'll see how it irons out when we get the video edited together, but pretty neat. Thank you so much, appreciate it. Now, I'm kind of wick it up a little bit. Acceleration, I think I do feel the knobs of the tires a little bit. As that tire is churning under that hard acceleration, I think I can feel the individual lugs. So far, that's been the only thing I've been able to feel. I don't know if, well, maybe it's the motor. No. I'm not feeling any vibrations. I'm really not feeling anything out of the ordinary. All right. So we were able to find some snow up here in the mountains. It's about 6 inches thick. Alright, so my hypothesis in the snow was pretty correct. I mean, these things got snow packed up in them and they really just didn't want to go. Even if I had that rear tire spinning, it would just spin. And it's like it had this glaze on it. So I had to like use my foot, kind of Flintstone forward in order to be able to create that momentum that the tire needed in order to continue to go. I guess unlike mud, I mean, ice kind of packs in and becomes like a solid thing. versus mud still stays kind of loosey-goosey. So I don't know. It's interesting. Well, that wraps up the tire test for this Anakee Adventure tire. Now, we had this tire in several different types of terrain. I gotta say, the least favorite terrain for this tire was definitely the snow, but that was pretty much to be expected. The second least favorite was the sand, but it did well. It always progressed through the sand. Like, that back tire would continue to bite and continue to push this thing forward. The spot in the sand that I felt was not good was that front tire. You really need to have knobs that help keep that front tire straight so you can track. And riding that sand was like a snake, just craziness. And then, like I said, in the rocks, that was another relatively technical part for these tires with full air pressure. Now, that's the caveat, with full air pressure. If I were to air down, which some people think is key, other people think it's not necessary, the outcome may have been just a little bit different. But all in all, this is a fantastic set of tires. Anakee Adventure tire. It wouldn't be the tire that I would choose if I was taking an off-road excursion, just because I really want the benefit of having those knobs. So when you start side hilling and things like that, you really need those lugs to be able to dig in and bite. But if you're doing general adventure stuff, you're on tarmac the majority of the time, and then, I don't know, 25% or less, you're just on regular old gravel roads, this set of Anakee Adventure tires is probably the ticket. Like, it really gripped in lots of different situations. And I can imagine that fully loaded on like the uphill and the downhills, this thing would grip and grab even better because you're putting more weight down onto the surface of the ground. And that, my friends, is a wrap. We've made it full circle. We're back here at Chaparral Motorsports, where we started this Anakee Adventure tire test. As you can see, these tires don't even look worn. Let me feel. Oh, they're pretty warm after doing some relatively high-speed highway running. You're probably not going to be able to see a whole lot because the light is dwindling here. But I don't know, we probably put 150 miles or so. So we had this bike in all of those different terrains today. We started out in the sand wash where it was really sandy. Rear tire did phenomenal. I would absolutely ride that on any sandy terrain or even Death Valley Trail or anything. I'd totally rock that tire. I was able to push through and able to make it work. Now, the problem I had was with the front tire. Because there's no lugs here to kind of keep this thing centered, so you just want to be all over the place. I look like a sidewinder just cruising through the desert. Man, it was crazy. And then the same type of thing in the really larger loose hard rocks on top of hard pack. The rear propelled me forward, so that was fine, but the front felt like it would hit something, and the suspension's doing all it can do to kind of soak that stuff up. And the front end was just boom, just bounced to the side. And when it bounced to the side, I mean, there's really nothing here. There was these little teeny tiny grooves here on the side, and the tire would just glance right off of the object that it was going to hit, and then it felt like the front end just wanted to kind of go like that. So that was my least favorite terrain on these tires, was hard pack that had large rocks on top of it. That was my absolute least. Snow obviously sucked. Snow went right into these things and made this thing slicks. Even a knobby tire isn't suited for snow. You really need studs in order to conquer snow and ice efficiently. But all in all, these things handled perfectly on the highway. Super high speeds. They were great in the twisties, great in the corners. If there was one thing that I did notice was at really slow speeds, so following cars at like 15 miles an hour through the canyon and cornering, I could actually feel, like when I started to lean over, I could feel these transitions here. It wasn't a vibration, it was more of a hum, if you will. But I could definitely feel that at slow speeds. At high speeds, I felt none of that. I thought that was really interesting. All in all, a great tire. Michelin, I think you hit it out of the park with this one. I think there's lots of guys currently running a street-ish, like a 90 street 10 dirt tire that are going to go this direction, because this tire is definitely way more capable than a lot of the other tires out there. Well, that's it. If you found any of this information interesting or crazy, give us a thumbs up, give us a like down there. And if you want to be notified of more information like this, we're going to be doing a slew of tire tests this year. We're going to test all kinds of stuff on BMWs and KTMs and Hondas and all kinds of fun stuff. So if you want that information directly to your inbox, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be part of the notification squad. Until then, I'm Kyle Bradshaw, and this is Chaparral Motorsports. Until next time, take care and ride safe.